It's the biggest artist with the worst reputations. I'm John Bowden. This is Rock History Book. I say this a lot on all our channels, but reputation is someone else's business. It's not your job to tell people who you are. They'll make up their minds. And remember, in the description, let us know who you think are big stars but have bad reputations. This is only part one. If this one does well, we'll do more in the series. John Phillips, the band leader of the Mamas and the Papas. He was born in 1935, passed away in 2001. In his case, it's a crime. He was convicted of drug trafficking in the 1980s. In fact, Phillips has faced numerous serious accusations over the years. He was accused by his daughter, Mackenzie Phillips, of engaging in a you-know-what relationship with her, which she claims lasted several years and began when she was 19 years old. Additionally, Phillips struggled with severe drug addiction, which really impacted his career and his personal life. The Mamas and the Papas were a highly influential American folk rock band that had major success in the 60s. The band consisted of John Phillips, Canadian Denny Doherty, Cass Elliot, often known as Mama Cass, and Michelle Phillips. Some of their big hits: California Dreamin' from 1965, Monday Monday the following year, I Saw Her Again in 66, and Dedicated to the One I Love in 67. Number 9, Jerry Lee Lewis, often referred to as the Killer, was involved in several controversies that severely affected his career. Most famously, in 1958, it was revealed that he had married his 13-year-old cousin, Myra Gale Brown, while still legally married to his previous wife, causing a scandal that led to his blacklisting from radio and significant backlash everywhere. Additionally, Lewis was known for his volatile temper and substance abuse issues, and that, of course, contributed to a lot of personal and legal troubles throughout his life. Lewis died on October 28, 2022 of natural causes. He was 87. Number 8, Ted Nugent, born December 13, 1948 in Redford, Michigan. He began his musical career as the lead guitarist for the Amboy Dukes, a band known for their psychedelic rock hit Journey at the Center of My Mind in 1968. By 75, he was sailing with a solo career, releasing a self-titled debut album which included the iconic track Stranglehold. Throughout the late 70s, he achieved a lot of success with albums like Free For All in 76, Cat Scratch Fever in 77, and Weekend Warriors in 78. You all got to know songs like the title song to Cat Scratch Fever and Wango Tango. He's had a few controversies. In the late 70s, he became the legal guardian of a 17-year-old girl, Pele Massa, in order to circumvent laws preventing their marriage. Additionally, he has faced accusation of sexual misconduct, including a claim by Courtney Love that he had sexual relations with her when she was underage. Nugent is also known for his outspoken, very conservative political views, strong support of gun rights, and of course his inflammatory comments about various public figures. She was mentioned in number 8, she is number 7, Courtney Love. She was born Courtney Michelle Harrison on July 9, 1964 in San Francisco. She's a singer, guitarist, songwriter, and actress. She gained prominence as the lead vocalist and rhythm guitarist of the alternative rock band Hole, a group she formed in 1989. The band's debut album, Pretty on the Inside in 1991, was garnered with a lot of critical acclaim from the underground rock press, and their follow-up, Live Through This in 94, achieved multi-platinum sales and critical accolades. The band's third album, Celebrity Skin in 1998, was also highly successful. Courtney Love and Kurt Cobain, frontman for Nirvana, met in 1990 and married on February 24, 1992 in Waikiki Beach in Hawaii. Their relationship was intense and often scrutinized by media, especially due to their struggles with drug addiction. The couple had one daughter, Frances Bean Cobain, born August 18, 1992. A tumultuous relationship and Cobain's tragic death in April 1994 added to the public's fascination with their lives. Courtney Love has been involved in numerous controversies. In 1992, a Vanity Fair article suggested she used heroin during her pregnancy, a claim she disputed, stating she had stopped using drugs upon learning she was pregnant. Love's struggles with addiction and legal issues have been well documented, including arrests and public incidents. She also faced 2 accusations of assault and has been involved in various legal battles for years. Number 6, Marilyn Manson. Born Brian Hugh Warner on January 5, 1969, he's an American singer, songwriter, and actor known for his controversial stage persona and his image in general. He adopted his stage name by combining the names of actress Marilyn Monroe and convicted murderer Charles Manson to juxtapose beauty and darkness. Manson formed the band Marilyn Manson and the Spooky Kids in 1989, later shortening it to Marilyn Manson. The band gained attention with their debut album, Portrait of an American Family, in 94. It was produced by Trent Reznor of Nine Inch Nails. Some of the albums that you might remember: Antichrist Superstar in 1996. It propelled the band to fame, featuring a lot of anti-religious themes. Mechanical Animals in 1998. With a little glam rock influence, this album debuted at number 1. Hollywood, in the Shadow of the Valley of Death in 2000, was a critical success. It was a response to the media blaming Manson for influencing the Columbine High School massacre. Speaking of that, he was in fact blamed for that massacre. Some media outlets said he influenced the shooters due to his provocative music and image, although he had no major connection to anything. He's had legal and personal issues, faced multiple lawsuits and accusations, including allegations of sexual misconduct and abuse from various women. That's had a major impact on his career, of course. And he's had problems with drug abuse. Number 5, Liam Gallagher of Oasis. He was born William John Paul Gallagher on September 21st, 1972, in Manchester, England. He rose to fame as the frontman of the iconic rock band Oasis. The group was formed with his brother Noel, who later became the primary songwriter, helping the band rise in the Britpop scene in the 1990s. Some of their biggest albums definitely Maybe from 94, with Supersonic. It became the fastest selling debut album in UK history. What's the Story, Morning Glory was the album in 95, with the huge hit Wonderwall. Don't Look Back in Anger. It sold 22 million copies worldwide. And then Be There Now from 97. As mentioned, the famous feuds with his brother Noel Gallagher. Tumultuous relationship between the brothers is well documented, characterized by public insults, physical altercations, and legal disputes. And their rivalry quickly became a real big part of the band's narrative that led to their breakup. Liam was known for his brash and outspoken personality, had lots of legal issues related to substance abuse and violence, was involved in multiple bar fights, and lots of disturbances. Number 4, Keith Moon of The Who. He was born on August 23, 1946 in Wembley, London, England. He became the drummer for The Who in '64 after impressing the band with his very energetic and unconventional playing style during an audition. And that drumming can be categorized as frenetic energy, unpredictability, use of heavy fills, which set him apart from other drummers. His style played a crucial role in establishing The Who as a dynamic and powerful rock band with a big sound. Their greatest albums with Keith Moon, My Generation from '65, the debut album, included the iconic title track, which became an anthem for the youth of the era. Tommy in '69, a rock opera that received critical acclaim and featured hits like Pinball Wizard. Who's Next in '71, considered by many their greatest album. It includes classics such as Baba O'Reilly and Won't Get Fooled Again. Quadrophenia in '73, another rock opera that told the story of a mod named Jimmy, featuring songs like Love Reign Over Me. Keith Moon was very famous for his destructive behavior. It was very erratic. Hotel room destructions. Moon had a penchant for destroying hotel rooms, often dropping explosives down toilets and causing significant damage. Substance abuse, his heavy drinking and drug use were well known and contributed to numerous onstage incidents, including passing out during a performance. Public antics. Moon's wild antics included driving a Rolls Royce into a swimming pool, which became part of his legendary status as a rock and roll hellraiser. Violent outbursts. He had several violent altercations, including an incident where his bandmate Roger Daltrey flushed his amphetamines down the toilet, leading to a physical fight. Keith Moon died on September 7, 1978 from an overdose of a medication prescribed to help him manage his alcohol withdrawals. He was 32 years old at the time, and the whole thing marked a tragic end to the life of one of rock's most influential and tumultuous drummers. Despite his chaotic lifestyle, Moon's contributions to music and his innovative drumming style will always have a lasting legacy. Sid Vicious. He was born John Simon Ritchie on May 10, 1957 in London, England, and was a prominent figure in the punk rock movement as a bassist for the Sex Pistols. Despite his iconic status, his actual music ability was widely debated and often performed with his amplifier turned down to mask his lack of skills. His recruitment to the band was largely due to his charismatic presence and fitting punk image rather than his musical talent. The Sex Pistols were hugely influential in the development of punk rock, known for their raw and rebellious music, anti-establishment lyrics, and chaotic live performances. Their debut album, Nevermind the Bollocks, Here's the Sex Pistols, is considered the seminal work in the punk genre, featuring hits like Anarchy in the UK and God Save the Queen. The band's controversial style and antics helped to shape the punk movement and left a lasting impact on rock music. Sid Vicious is famous for his tumultuous lifestyle marked by heavy drug use and his volatile relationship with girlfriend Nancy Spungen. The couple's life was plagued by addiction and violence, culminating in Nancy's death on October 12, 1978, from a stab wound at the Chelsea Hotel in New York City. Sid was arrested and charged with her murder, but the case remains shrouded in mystery and controversy. There's a lot of debate and speculation about whether Sid actually was responsible for her death, with no direct, definitive evidence concluding that he did it. Sid Vicious died on February 2, 1979 from a heroin overdose at the age of 21. His death occurred shortly after being released on bail for the charge of murdering Nancy. His demise solidified his status as a tragic figure in rock history and has contributed to the enduring legacy and mythos surrounding his life and career. Number 2, Axl Rose, born William Bruce Rose Jr. on February 6, 1962 in Lafayette, Indiana. He experienced a really tough upbringing in a strict religious environment. He moved to Los Angeles in the early 1980s, where he eventually formed Guns N' Roses in March 1985 by merging two local bands, Hollywood Rose and LA Guns. Although Guns N' Roses became synonymous with Rose's name, the band was initially a collaborative effort among its original members, Rose, Slash, Izzy Stradlin, Duff McKagan, and Steven Adler. Albums to remember: Appetite for Destruction, of course, 1987, with Sweet Child O' Mine, Welcome to the Jungle, and Paradise City. The album became the best-selling debut in U.S. history, with 30 million copies sold worldwide. Guns N' Roses, GNR Lies, 1988, with hits like Patience. Combined tracks from their earlier EP with new acoustic songs. It reached number 2 on the Billboard 200. Use Your Illusion 1 and 2, 1991, with November Rain, Don't Cry, You Could Be Mine, and Knockin' on Heaven's Door. These albums debuted at number 2 and number 1 respectively, further solidifying their global stardom. And Chinese Democracy, 2008. It was known for its lengthy and costly production. Axl Rose has been involved in numerous controversies throughout the years. He had high-profile feuds with several musicians, including Kurt Cobain and Vince Neil, and has been known for many violent outbursts, such as attacking a fan in St. Louis in 1991, which led to a riot. He has faced multiple arrests and legal battles stemming from incidents like starting riots and public disturbances. Rose gained a reputation for being late to performances or not showing up at all, causing fan riots and frustration among promoters. And the song 1 in a Million from GNR Lies sparked significant backlash for its racist and homophobic lyrics. And number 1, Phil Spector. He was born Harvey Phillips Spector on December 26, 1939 in the Bronx, New York. Spector was an American record producer, songwriter, and musician. He became famous for his pioneering work in the 1960s, creating that wall of sound, a dense, layered production technique. Spector produced and wrote numerous hits, including Be My Baby by the Ronettes, You've Lost That Love and Feeling by the Righteous Brothers, Unchained Melody by the Righteous Brothers, The Do Run Run by the Crystals, Then He Kissed Me. His production work on the Beatles' Let It Be, especially the title track and The Long and Winding Road, further solidified his legendary status. Spector was married to Ronnie Bennett of the Ronettes, later known as Ronnie Spector, in 1968, a union that became notorious for its abusive behavior. Ronnie Spector later detailed years of psychological and imprisonment within their home, ultimately escaping in 1972. Spector's controlling and abusive behavior extended beyond his marriage, impacting many of his professional relationships and further tarnishing his reputation. So he was very erratic and had a lot of violent outbursts. Stories from his colleagues and artists he worked with often included accounts of him pulling guns on people in the studio and other forms of intimidation. His unpredictable nature made him a difficult figure to work with, despite his undeniable genius as a music producer. On February 3, 2003, actress Lana Clarkson was found dead in Spector's mansion in Alhambra, California. Spector was charged with her murder, and after a highly publicized trial, he was convicted of second-degree murder in 2009. He was sentenced to 19 years to life in prison. Spector's trial and conviction marked a dramatic fall from grace for a once revered producer. He died on January 16, 2021, while serving his prison sentence due to complications related to COVID-19. And there you have it. Who would you include in this list? This list was never meant to be short. It's rock and roll. There's a lot of drama. Remember, if you want to donate to the channel, we have a PayPal link at the very top of the description. You can join our Patreon. You'll get early access to our videos. And pick up a t-shirt, a jacket, a cap, or a t-top with our logo on it. All the details at the very top of the description. Make sure you comment on our videos, subscribe to our channel, share our videos, and like them. I'm John Bowden. This is Rock History Book.